Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Chef Mack Daddy, and welcome to Mack Daddy's Divine Kitchen. Today I'll be baking garlic bread, not one, not two, but 3 different ways. This garlic bread is a showstopper at all of my parties around the world and one of my best sellers in my previous restaurant. It's really simple to make, very easy. It's all about the base. What I love about this particular garlic bread, I love watching my guests fight over it. They can't stop eating it. I remember I had the Argentina Spanish ballet. The whole troupe was in my apartment. We partied throughout the night. They couldn't stop eating this. This paired with salsa and guacamole is a hit. The only thing you need from there is just excellent cocktails, good champagne, and let the party go on. So let's get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm preheating my oven for 350 degrees. Now, I'm not going to be making this today. The party is in 3 days. I'm going to make this, I'm going to put it in my freezer and I'm going to freeze it. It freezes extremely well for at least a month or so. I'm adding 4 sticks of unsalted butter, which has been sitting out at room temperature. And now I'm adding 14 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of 100% virgin olive oil, and from my garden I just cut some fresh flat leaf parsley. I'm adding roughly about 2 cups or a cup and a half. 2 cups is better. And I'm gonna give this a little whiz with my blender, and I'm gonna mix all of this good stuff up. And there you have it, that's your spread. Okay, now for the bread. Now the bread that I'm using, there's different type of breads you can buy at the store. The Latino store, they also have a baguette, but the texture is a little bit different than the French baguette. I would suggest when you're doing this, get yourself either some Italian baguette or get a French baguette. I like the texture of it. It's a little hard. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take my baguette the long way and I'm cutting it down the center like so. And this is a very big baguette. Turn this to the other side and then continue cutting straight down the center. You open up your baguette, and I'm going to cut the entire baguette in half so that it makes 4. And this is going to be for the first garlic bread that I'm making. Now what you're going to do, and I've already cut up all the rest of the bread. What you're going to do, you're going to add a moderate amount of the spread on each one of your of the baguettes, the 2 baguettes that you've bought. Don't be cheap with it. Put plenty of spread on there. Now this is your base. Oh my God, the smells so divine. I love the smell of this. I'm hungry already. I can't wait to put this in the oven. Okay, now I have 5 different cheeses, and I'm spreading it just a shaved cheese first. You can buy it in all of the grocery stores. And if you can't find it, then just simply buy the 5 different Italian cheese. That's already, but it's shredded. It might not be shaved like this, but it still works absolutely amazing. So put a moderate amount on each one. The reason why I'm making more of this, I'm using a full baguette for this, is simply because guests go crazy over this. That's the first thing they want to go after is all of the cheese garlic bread. And I'm just putting plenty of cheese on top. Now this is a little secret that gives it a little smoky taste that I don't tell anyone. I use this really delicious smoky paprika. You can order it online. It's actually a smoky paprika chipotle. It is amazing. The smell is amazing. It sort of has like a little baby kick to it that's not too much, very subtle. And it is just this, oh my gosh, I can't even describe how delicious it makes your garlic bread. Don't be afraid to put plenty on top. And also it gives it just some beautiful color when you're doing this, which is what I love. And now I am going to wrap this up in plastic and I'm putting this up in the refrigerator. Now for garlic bread number 2. In my garden, I picked some fresh tarragon and fresh rosemary. This is rosemary tarragon garlic bread. And again, you just simply use the spread that you've already used. And what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the rosemary, use your finger and then simply shred it straight down. It comes off very easily. Same thing with the tarragon. And then I'm going to give it a really fine chop. So this chop straight through. Sprinkle a moderate amount on top. Don't be cheap with it. You want to make sure that you get all of that taste. You want them to really taste the French tarragon and the rosemary. Now for garlic bread number 3. In my garden I have 3 different times, and you don't have to use 3 different times. It's only because I have it in my garden growing like mad. And I have it growing also in my kitchen window. As you can see, isn't that beautiful? This right here on this side, this right here is German thyme. I have lemon thyme. I have Italian thyme, and I have common thyme. Right here I have 3 different types of oregano. I love the smell of this. We have Italian oregano, Greek oregano, and that's it. I keep it growing throughout the year in my garden. Or should I keep it going throughout the year in my window garden and back. Because, you know, Chicago, when that snow freezes, we can forget it. What I'm doing is I'm just simply rubbing my finger straight down and then just, you know, getting all of the leaves off of the stem. And I'm mixing it together, the the thymes and also the oregano. And then I'm gonna give it a really fine chop. And this is gonna go on your final garlic bread. Before you wrap it in plastic and put it in your freezer, or if you're cooking it today, then you just simply bake it in the oven. Now when you're baking this, you know when your garlic bread is done, because you're simply it's going to be nice and brown on top. That's when you know it's done. You don't have to poke it with a toothpick or anything like that. And here is the final product. What I do just to make sure that you just wow your guests, I just pour just a little bit of 100% virgin olive oil over all my garlic bread. It just gives it a whole nother dimension, a different texture. And then what I've done, I've just added just some sprigs of just fresh garlic bread. But what I'm gonna do is when you cut this up, just having it on top, it just looks beautiful for the presentation. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please don't forget right there below, click on the subscribe button. Also, next to the subscribe button, click on the alert bell. And hold it, you're not done. On that alert bell, it's gonna give you an option. You can click all, select all. That way you stay up to date with all my latest tutorials as I post them. And give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think when you try this. This garlic bread is really delicious.